Hello everybody, I am Tadashi Mori, and in this video here, I will show you the creation process of the origami Leia. By looking at the process, I hope to show you a little bit more of the way I think when I create an origami, and see that it's not really impossible for anyone to do it. Before we start, if you still didn't do it, and of course, if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to show your support. Now let's start. The most iconic parts of this model are the hair buns and the hair. So it's important to start the origami by focusing on this part. If you watched my previous videos, you know that each fold has its consequences, and we don't want to make the most important part using the consequence folds. I started by trying two different approaches for the hair buns. The first one was to take one side of the paper, fold like this, then make two folds on the side, now, make it round here by joining these two flaps. Now you can see the hair bun, and here would become the head. The second approach I tried was like this. Take the corner of the paper, make a fold along the diagonal, and narrow it by making a few parallel folds. After I narrow it, I make a fold downward and roll the paper. If we compare both methods, you can see that this one here, the hair is completely connected to the head, while this one here is more independent and looks better, so I chose this one. But instead of making the zigzag on the outside, I made it with inside and outside reverse folds. This way, the paper gets more organized and better for the next folds. Now let's continue from the crease pattern of this fold. These are the lines that will be on the corner of the paper, and it should look like this. We also know that the other side will look the same, as we need two hair buns and the model is symmetrical. The next step will be to determine exactly how many divisions the model will have. Well, the Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper has a 12 grid division, to maintain the origami proportions so you can make all the models with papers of the same size. I also tried a 12 grid division for this origami. Now let's collapse the model to see how it will look like. Here I can make two hair buns, but I still need to make the face here. The first procedure we naturally try here is to open the middle like this, and if we fold the corner on both sides, we can make the hair. So let's see how the whole hair will look like. We first fold the side downward, fold in half. Now make the front of the hair and make the hair bun. Now do the same thing on the other side, and the hair will look like this. The first problem I noticed was that this part here has too many layers, and that will stress the paper a lot. To solve this, I folded a few layers downward, like this. Even if you think that this is not important, the paper distribution has a strong effect on the final shape of the origami, and working on these details is what makes the origami possible to make even with a printer paper. So again, I just removed a few layers from the inside like this, but the problem is that it will leave a small flap here. When possible, the best solution is to adapt the remaining parts to the origami, and in this case, I made a color change, and it looks like an intended part of the hair. Now you know, that part was unintended, but it actually got really nice with it. Now I can easily make the folds on the hair and finish the hair bun. Another plus was that now I have these pockets, and I can lock the tip of the hair bun here. I will make the same thing on the other side. Simply as that, I could make the most iconic part of the origami just using the corner of the paper. This is what we have now, and the next step is to make the chin. And to do that we need some extra paper. So I will fold all the layers like this to simulate the space needed. Later I'd have to narrow it a little bit, like this. But we can quickly find a problem here. The remaining paper is too small to make the arms and robe. To make an arm here, we'd have to pull a little bit of paper from behind, but then we wouldn't have enough paper to make the robe. In short, the whole structure was still not good, so let's see the crease pattern to understand exactly what's going on. This is the whole structure. The brown part makes the hair. The blue part makes the face. We need all this space because every part connected to the hair will naturally become the face. And the green part will be the gap to make the chin. And this is the remaining part we can use to make the body. Here we have 3 horizontal grids and we need more than that. My first and direct solution to this was to make more grids, so I divided the paper in 16 grids instead of 12, and with the same distribution the division would look like this, leaving 5 horizontal grids. The problem here is that the brown part has more grids than before, and the hair buns would also get bigger, so I made a different distribution to it. This is possible in this case because we still have 6 grids to make the hair. Now we have 8 grids to make the body. I won't detail this part too much because later I also discarded this version, but you can try to figure out a way to improve my origami from these versions. After folding it, the origami got like this. It is smaller, but we have a lot more paper to work with, and definitely we can make lots of details here. But in my opinion, this is too much paper, and I wanted to keep this style from the other origamis, so this would either accumulate too much paper, or would get too detailed and different from the other models. It is a good starting point if you want to make your own version, but let's see how was my approach to solve this. I first got back to the 12 grids, and the brown part is the hair. To free more space on the bottom, I moved the hair 1 grid upward. The hair buns would get a little bit smaller, so I had to test it to see if it would still be okay. The paper would look like this, and instead of having a line come from the corner, I just moved it 1 grid to inside. Now let's collapse the model to see how it will look like. I can make the head here the same way, but there's a difference here that you can't see on this paper. The top part of the model is now the back of the paper, while in the previous model it was the front of the paper. It means that there will be a color change on the top, and this is actually a good thing that happened naturally, so one good point of this version. The next consequence is that the hair buns will get smaller. And when we compare both versions, we can see that this version has half of a square less than the previous one. But the difference seems to be minimal, so let's test it to see if it's relevant. Well, we can barely notice that the hair bun got smaller, and the model still looks nice. So the disadvantage seems to be irrelevant, but it still has another problem that we have to solve. I made here the same part with another paper, and when I fold this side in half, it's obvious that there's no color change. The next step is to find out if we can complete the color change from this point. So let's unfold the paper, turn the model over, and see what we can do here. Fortunately, the solution was really easy. I just folded this flap upward and reversed one layer. And now I have the color change on this flap. This part was also easy. Just fold one layer in half, like this, and done. I finished the color change. After I finished the test on this paper, well, it looks perfect like this, so let's test on the other paper. Okay, it's perfect. So this version looks good so far. After I make the fold for the chin and compare to the previous one, you can see that the difference is huge. Now I have about the right amount of paper to make the body. The body was actually really fast to figure out how to make. This is how the crease pattern looks right now, and this is the crease pattern for the Darth Vader. This is the space needed to make the chin and body on Leia, and this is the space used to make the chin and body of Darth Vader. I just copied that part on the new origami and it matched perfectly. On another video, I'll explain with more details how I created this part. If you follow the Darth Vader origami video up to the 11 minutes mark, you will have this. In this part, I just make a few inside reverse folds. The origami is really similar to the Darth Vader origami up to this point, but instead of making an inside reverse fold on the middle flap, I open it and reverse the sides. The remaining part is exactly what I needed to make the face. This part will be the chin, and you can see it better by pulling these layers upward. You can still see that there's too much paper in this part, so we will have to pull these layers and put somewhere with less paper. Now do the same thing to the other side, and the model is almost done. You can see that here will be the chin, and what I did was just take the Darth Vader model and adapt it to this new head. Now let's fold to see how it will look like. I will start by making this fold here, and just keep making the head as I showed before. To make the robe, I just took these layers and folded to the side. The layers behind are leftovers, so I just folded to hide it. Now, for the arms, you can see that the final model is pointing downwards. I just made one outside reverse fold to do it. From this point on, I just had to finish up folding the details to see the finished model, and this is the result. I hope you could get the creation process for this origami. It was not really complex, as the only real important part was the hair buns, but still took me a few days to do it. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can give me your support and I can keep bringing new videos like this one here. And of course, don't forget to click on the like button. Thanks a lot for watching this video, see you!